So it's the US Masters, and I thought this would be an appropriate time to talk about golf. I was hoping to do this video before the Masters started, but just ran out of time, unfortunately. It's been very busy here recently. But I've already started on the Masters, already moving ahead quite nicely. And golf is an interesting sport. I mean, it's pretty unique in the way the sport is played, in that it's played over 4 days. But also, you have the cut in golf as well, so half the field disappears after day 2. But also, the sort of range of moves that you get in golf can be pretty significant. Now, I like the Masters, simply because it's played at the same course every year, so that makes it a lot easier to read. Most of the other major golf tournaments, in fact all of them, are played on different courses. They rotate across different courses, and therefore that makes it just a little bit harder because you don't have as good a quality data. Now, it is possible to work out the way that the course is going to be played, or where shots are most likely to be gained or lost on any course. But the thing that I like about Augusta is that, you know, I've had so much practice at it because it goes back there year after year after year, and you begin to get a really good feel for the way that the course plays. Now, the thing about golf tournaments is you get a mass of players. During the Open, you'll get 140 plus players, and in the Masters you get 97. And because of that, you get very, very large odds available. So if a player plays well, and it could be by fluke, I mean, they could go birdie, birdie, eagle or something, or birdie, par, birdie, and then suddenly they move up the leaderboard quite dramatically. Because when you look at the leaderboard at major golf tournaments, there's very little difference in strokes between the player that's at the top of the leaderboard and one that's maybe in tied 10th or something. It's amazing how small that gap is. So just an errant shot, or perhaps a lucky bounce, can catapult somebody up the leaderboard or plunge them down. And that's the appeal of golf, really. I mean, quite curiously, golf was the very first bet that I ever placed on Betfair. I mean, it seems odd, but back then, when I first started on Betfair, I was looking for ARBs. And golf always provides those because of the huge prices that players are available at. So at the Masters this weekend, especially with the absence of Tiger Woods, the leader was priced at 12.5, and then bigger prices the rest of the field. So I mean, you know, a couple of decent shots, or maybe even a fluke, can catapult somebody from 200 to 1, 100 to 1, up into sort of 20 to 1, 30 to 1. And that's the appeal of golf as a trading medium, is that you do get very, very large moves. And likewise, if somebody sends the ball off into the trees and they drop a couple of shots, that's enough to send them plunging down the leaderboard. So we had a couple of years ago, Rory McIlroy got off to a good start at the Masters and then completely fell apart. And that's not unusual as well. You know, golf is all about confidence and how it plays with your mind. And I'm sure people who are out there who've played golf will know this as well. But sometimes you look at the ball and it seems incredibly small and you seem to be impossible to be able to hit it. And other times you just feel great and everything is going well. But golf as a trading medium is actually quite a big and sort of fertile area. So the turnover on the Masters will be roughly the same before the off as the amount that you would see on the Grand National. And then, of course, a lot of activity takes place in play. So the turnover balloons upwards from there. But generally, golf is characterized by very large moves up or down in odds. And it's because it's played over 4 days. The first day you get some decent moves. From day 1 to day 2, where the cut occurs, you get some very big moves. And then on day 3 and 4, that's when everybody is playing for the championship effectively, because the field's cut. The remaining players within sort of 5 shots or so can potentially challenge for the title, and therefore you know, you get some pretty large moves on days 3 and 4 at the front of the field. Now, there are plenty of stats available in golf. I've actually put some up on the blog, and it's much better to read those than to try and talk about them. So have a look on the blog, because what I've done on the Masters is I've indicated holes where shots are likely to be gained or lost, and there are other stats on there. And if you look at golf overall, you'll see loads of information and detail about the biggest movers in the market, which I post on a regular basis, and other information around particular tournaments. So have a look on the blog, because that will fill out some of the detail. But yeah, the US Masters, first major of the year. I traditionally have done quite well on it. I think it's a nice tournament and it's quite easy to read. Some of the others in the rest of the year are a little bit harder to read, but generally I should be able to make some money at them. And I'm off to a good start, so let's hope that continues. But yeah, have a look at the Masters this weekend. It'll be towards the end of the day if you're in the UK or Europe, because it's played in America, and therefore it's got a late finish on it. But it's worth having a look at and seeing if you can add golf to your repertoire.
If you're interested in learning more about BetAngel, its tools and the opportunities they present, why not visit betangel.com today to download a free trial.